Alright, in this video, I am just going to be going over how to make a gluten-free sourdough starter. So if you're wanting to make a gluten-free sourdough starter, this is a good resource for you. If you just want a regular sourdough starter, it's the same recipe, same measurements and everything, so you can just substitute out the gluten-free flour for just all-purpose unbleached flour. So once you get your starter established, it should take about 7 days or so from start to finish. If you're not going to be using it every day, I like to put it in the fridge, and then from there you can just feed it weekly. If you do want to leave it on the counter, if you plan on doing a lot of baking with it, you will need to feed it pretty much every day. So here we go. I'm just going to start on day 1 and just going to show you the process. Alright, we are going to be starting here with 1 cup of, I'm using this King Arthur gluten-free flour. So day 1, we're going to start with 1 cup of gluten-free flour, and then half cup plus 1 tablespoon of water. And mix that up in a jar. Now we'll cover it and check on that tomorrow. Alright, it's been about 24 hours, and here's what it looks like. I'm gonna discard and throw away about half of this. And then do the same thing. We're just gonna feed it with a cup and a tablespoon of our gluten-free flour. And then half cup of water. Alright, it's been another 24 hours, so we're just going to do the same thing again. I'm just going to discard about half of this. And we'll feed it with 1 cup of our gluten-free flour. And then about half cup of water. Half cup of water. Stir this up. I'm going to add another tablespoon of water since I accidentally spilled some. Go. It looks like that. And we'll just loosely put our lid back on and feed it again in about 24 hours. Alright, so now we're on day 4. Finally starting to get bubbly a little bit. And we're just going to do the same thing. Discard half of it. feed it again. A cup of gluten-free flour, and then half cup of water. Or half cup plus a tablespoon of water. Okay, and stir that up. All right, we're on day 5 now. You can see it's kind of getting a little bubbly still, so it's a good sign. But same thing as every other day, we're just gonna discard half of it. And then we'll feed it with a cup of our gluten-free flour. And then a little over, about half cup and a tablespoon of water. Mix that up, and then we'll just loosely put the lid on again, and we'll feed it again tomorrow. There should only be maybe another 2 days or so till it's ready. But we'll check back in about 24 hours. Here, that's what the consistency looks like. All right, it is day 6. I almost forgot to do this video, so I'm not gonna show you feeding it again. Just wanted to show you what it looks like on day 6. It's definitely getting more bubbly and active. I think by tomorrow it should be ready. But we're just gonna do the same thing. Just discard half of it. Feed it again with half cup of flour, or excuse me, 1 cup of flour, half cup of water. And we'll check it again in 24 hours. All right, so I completely forgot to feed my starter yesterday. Yesterday would have been day 7. But as you can see, it's very bubbly. And even kind of like made the lid come off. So I think she's just about ready. It's not a big deal. It's now Sunday morning. So it's day 8. And I'm gonna just give her an additional feed since I forgot to feed it yesterday. So we're just gonna do the same exact thing. Just discard half of it. Discard half, and then also feed it with a cup of flour. And half cup of water. Half cup of water plus a tablespoon, a little over. Okay, now I'm gonna check back tonight because I do think it should be ready to bake with today. We need to see when it starts getting bubbly and has doubled or so in size. So we'll see, it may be ready to bake with tonight. But I will be checking back in a few hours to see the progress. All right, so now it's been about 6 hours since I last fed it. And as you can see, it's pretty bubbly. It's definitely doubled in size, so I think it's ready to bake with. So I'm gonna go ahead and start making a loaf of bread. My next video will be going over how to do that. In the meantime, once you get to this point, you can go ahead and store it in the fridge and feed it about once every week or so.